another subscription that we can pay for if we want. It's very important that I say if we want, because Apple actually introduced this new subscription, the Apple Creator Studio, which bundles all of their pro creation apps. There's a list here, like there's two websites that you can watch right now. This is Apple Creator Studio on Apple itself. And then there's the press release from yesterday where it says Apple introduced Apple Creator Studio, an inspiring collection of the most powerful creative apps. So first of all, what kind of apps are included? These are those ones. We have Final Cut Pro, which is video editing. And it also comes with the iPad version of all of these apps, the apps that exist. So we have Final Cut Pro at the moment. We have Logic Pro at the moment. Both of them are subscription models on the iPad. Each of them is at around 49 euros here in Europe for the app. So if you have Final Cut Pro and you have Logic Pro, it's already around 100 euros per month, per year that you pay for these two apps. But in this bundle, and we'll talk about the price in a second, you will also get Pixelmator Pro. That's an app that will come to the iPad as well. So you will have the desktop version, so the Mac version and the iPad version. Then a couple of standard apps that were always free, Keynote, Pages, Numbers, and then also Freeform. But the thing is, these apps will always stay free, but we have a couple of more AI features that you can use if you are in the subscription bundle here. Then we have Motion and Compressor, which is again video editing, and then MainStage. I think this is for photos. I've never used that one. This is the bundle, all in one bundle. So everything starts being available on the 28th of January. So in a couple of weeks that we have all of these apps. I tested the App Store already if there's any updates or not, because there's also a reason why I make this video, because I think with this we will get updates to Logic Pro and Final Cut Pro. Are the updates big or not? Depends on what we now get here in the Creator Studio, because they announced a couple of features even for the iPad version of Final Cut Pro. So let's maybe just jump around here and see what we get, and also what is the pricing point. So one powerful collection, one smart subscription. So every new subscriber, this is $12.99 per month or $129 per year. This is why I mentioned that we have Logic and Final Cut Pro. If you already use these on the iPad, you pay around 100 and you could actually skip that, and for 129 per year, you can get everything. But then there's the big question. What if you already own Logic for Mac? What if you own Final Cut Pro for Mac? No worries. You can still use all of these softwares. Basically, what I could find out now after watching a couple of videos and reading all of these articles, the main difference is that in the studio, in the suite, you pay the subscription for all the advanced tools like AI tools that they now introduce. But the base, everything that you had so far, you can still have it, and it's still available for purchase. So for example, if I come in here to the App Store in Europe here, I can still purchase Final Cut Pro for $349. That's a one-time, and then I have Final Cut Pro, and I probably will get updates in the future as well. This is how it was in the past. Nobody knows for sure what will happen, but Apple decided to go both ways. We will have the standalone apps, at least for the Mac. I don't think they will change the price structure for Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro on the iPad. I think they stay like this. If you want to have them just that one and don't want to use the all-in-one subscription, then you still have to pay for that separately. But in the subscription, you can get all of these apps and even the iPad apps in the subscription as well. Students pay even less. It's $2.99 per month or 29, so 30 euros per year if you are a student. That's a very, very, very competitive price. And if you buy a new Apple device, like a new iPad or a new Mac, you will get 3 months for free to test all of this out, which is also very nice and sweet. So there's a couple of features that will come in the suite, in this Creator Studio, if you get this one. Like for example, for Final Cut Pro, I wrote down 4 things: the beat detection, the visual search. So this is basically this one that you also see here. You can now visually search in your studio. And when I was going here in the press article and I read about Final Cut Pro. Here, Final Cut Pro for Mac and iPad also makes editing video to rhythm and music fast and fun with the beat detection. So beat detection seems to come to both Final Cut Pro versions. Then another feature that they have is the montage maker. So a new montage maker in Final Cut Pro for iPad lets users kickstart their edit in just seconds using the power of AI. Montage Maker will analyze and edit together dynamic videos based on the best visual moments within the footage. And as I said before, even if you don't want to have the Creator Studio, you can still use all of the software without these advanced features. Here, one-time purchase version of Final Cut Pro, $299 for the US. Like I said, here in Europe, in Germany, it's 349 euros. I guess this is before tax. In Euro, we always have it with tax. So this is the final price. I don't know if there's price coming into the US. Then Logic Pro, 199. Pixelmator is 49 in the US and Motion 49 as well. Compressor 49 and media storage. So if you don't own any of these apps yet and you want to purchase them without the subscription, you can. It's still available. And not just that, I also found out that still the Pro Apps bundle for education, which is $199, is still available to purchase. So then here on the press release, I found something very interesting. Final Cut Pro for iPad will be compatible with iPad models with the A16, A17 Pro and M1 chip. I use an A17 Pro with my iPad mini 7. I made a video here on this channel showing that even Final Cut Pro works, because when Final Cut Pro on the iPad launched, it only launched on the M chip series. But with this now, I can see that the A16, which is the iPad, the regular iPad, the latest version, should run Final Cut Pro. The A17 Pro, which is here on the iPad mini, and then of course all the M chip iPads with M1, M2, M4, M5, and so on and so on. If we jump back here to see what kind of additional features we get in Final Cut Pro specifically, we can toggle here through. This is the beat maker. If I read this correct here in the press release, we should get this beat maker also in an update now in Final Cut Pro for the iPad, which would be very interesting. But this is how it looks in Final Cut Pro on Mac. Then the one big app that will also now be available in the App Store for iPads is the Pixelmator Pro. We can see it here. Fully optimized for touch on iPad, use natural gestures for fast, fluid on-screen interactions. And with Apple Pencil, you can edit with even more precision, so your creativity work is smooth and intuitive. Here on the website, Apple Creator Studio, on the bottom, there's the questions and answers. Can I still use my existing version of Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, Pixelmator Pro, MainStage, Motion, and Compressor? Yes, if you already own Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, and so on, you can continue using them. These standalone Mac apps are also available for a one-time purchase and re-download from the App Store, so you can keep working with the tools you have. Will I still be able to use Keynote, Pages, Numbers, and Freeform for free? Yes, you can continue using Keynote, Pages, Numbers, and Freeform for free. And while these apps remain free for everyone, an Apple Creator Studio subscription offers premium templates, a library of high quality, royalty-free photos and graphics, and powerful intelligence features. What happens to projects and content I created with my subscription ends? This is interesting. So all the projects and content you create with an active subscription on Apple Creator Studio, including any images you generate or add from the Content Hub, remain licensed in the context of your original creation. So projects in Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro and Pixelmator Pro remain on all of your devices. You can copy and share them to any other device. And here comes the important part. To open or edit a project, you need to be an active subscriber. This will be interesting. Maybe there will be some workaround, but basically if you start being a subscriber in the Studio Creator software and you create a project using some of the features of the Studio Only, like the, Studio Only is DaVinci Resolve, but Apple Creator Studio, if you use some of these features, you cannot open this project just in the free version. Maybe you can save it as XML and somehow, I don't know. It would be interesting to see what happens if I don't use any of these features. Is it now completely locked? You can't do, is it like two different file sizes? There's another question, will we get updates for the free versions or not? Will they change it? I mean, I saw a couple of videos and people are basically a little bit happy that we have both options. It's not that Adobe that here's the subscription and from now on you have to update and this is, we just want to make more money of you. It's actually nice that we can still purchase the apps. And I agree. But I just want to give a little bit caveat to that. Apple is also very smart, right? And they see what happens in the marketplace. Companies know that they can make more money with subscriptions. And this is also the way they want to go. That's why they try to get us into subscriptions by now offering value, which is a smart move. If we as the consumer think that something is valuable enough, then we will pay for a subscription. We just hate to be pushed in. So that's why I think this is just a strategic move. So let's just separate these two. We have the option that you can use what you already purchased in the past and still have the option that you can purchase it and just the advanced features are in the subscription. But here's my caveat. That could also be just a transition time. Maybe I'm totally wrong with this, but I think it's the smarter move from the business perspective to now introduce that. And over the next couple of years, make the Creator Studio so good that people want to upgrade, and then slowly maybe stop making updates, less and less updates for the other one, that it becomes kind of necessary if you want to do creative work and use these apps. I'm just saying this loud now because I think at the moment you don't need these, because many of these AI features will also, the future will tell if these AI features are good enough that we actually want to upgrade. If the base, what we can do like video editing and everything in Final Cut Pro, right, is there, then why would you upgrade to a studio? The topic comes different to the iPad. I don't think that Final Cut Pro for the iPad or Logic Pro for the iPad will suddenly be a one-time purchase. This would be amazing, but I don't think so. I think they will stick to the 50 euros plan that we have here in Europe. And if you want to have this cheaper and all the other software as well, you opt in for the Creator Studio. So this will be like a pushing you over the edge to actually makes more sense to buy that instead of two apps here. And think about it, if you want to use the third one as well, then it's even more expensive, all three individually using the Creator Apple Studio. Can I share Apple Creator Studio with my family? That's also another cool thing. Yes, the standard Apple Creator Studio, the subscription, can be shared with up to 5 other family members using family sharing. So if you're in the same household with your family, only one has to pay the subscription and you can use it for all the family members. This is my take on it. I think there is a couple of cool features coming into Final Cut Pro that maybe also will make Final Cut Pro on the iPad when the next update comes interesting. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you get notified if I make this video about the new update on Final Cut Pro on the iPad. I personally think I don't expect a big update because I heard some rumors in the internet now that maybe Apple was working on this all along and now they finally reveal with the Apple Creator Studio all this massive updates. I don't really think so. And if these AI features are worth it, time will tell. We have to test this. The cool thing is you can test this for 1 month. You don't have to start paying it. Test all the software, see if you like it, see if you like the features, but you can still get it and just purchase it and then have it stand alone. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm Daniel. Here on this channel, it's all about DaVinci Resolve and Final Cut Pro on the iPad. So if you're into that, hit like and subscribe. Anyway, this was my take on the new Apple Creator Studio. What do you think about the Apple Creator Studio? This is the most important part. Are you hyped about this? Do you think, oh no, it's another subscription? What do you think about it? What do you think about that it's actually now 2 options, that we still have the one-time purchases for all of these apps for Mac? What do you think in the future? Let me know in the comments all about this, what you think, your thoughts, and we see us in the next video. I'm Daniel. Bye.